Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton. Welcome to Live at 5, where every local story starts here. We have a lineup of breaking news and updates from across the region, from attempted murder charges in Richmond to a tragic accident on Interstate 75. We'll bring you the latest information that you need to know. Stay with us and we'll delve into these stories and more to keep you informed and up to date. Right here, Live at 5. We start now. A Richmond woman is facing attempted murder charges after a situation on Manna Drive early Saturday morning. At roughly 2:52 in the morning, police were dispatched to Manna Drive for a possible reckless driver, which eventually turned into a collision before police arrived. Reports stated that 25-year-old Tayana Pocknick of Richmond believed that her cousin was driving while intoxicated, so Pocknick used her vehicle to block the width of Manna Drive in an effort to stop her cousin from driving down the roadway. As a result, Pocknick's cousin struck the side of Pocknick's car. Police reported that Pocknick had two of her children inside the car, one being a 5-year-old, and that was not in any kind of child restraint device. Officials say that Pocknick tensed and turned when being placed into handcuffs before she eventually complied. Pocknick was charged with attempted murder and resisting arrest and transported to the Madison County Detention Center. Well, a motorist driving the wrong way on Interstate 75 last night caused a multi-vehicle wreck that took the life of the driver. The person killed in that fatality accident on I-75 southbound Sunday night in Lexington has been identified. Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn says 84-year-old Thomas Mollenkopf is the victim of the crash. His death has been ruled as an accident. He was pronounced dead on the scene. The accident resulted from Mollenkopf driving the wrong way, getting on interstate at the 110 mile marker of I-75 southbound at about 9 p.m. Sunday. An individual in a separate vehicle involved in that crash was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The accident shut down all southbound traffic until about 1:30 this morning. We'll have more details on that crash as they become available. Well, with Memorial Day coming up soon, Madison County is remembering the lives of fallen military personnel that often get overlooked during the Day of Remembrance. With more on the story, here's WBON TV's Abby Briggs.
Memorial Day, a nationally recognized holiday to acknowledge military personnel that died while serving in the U.S. military, was observed in a very special way by the Flags for Veterans Madison County organization through their Flag Up event on Sunday. Volunteers were asked to visit 3 cemeteries in Madison County and pay their respects to fallen military personnel by placing a flag on the grave of each veteran. Flags for Veterans focuses mainly on smaller cemeteries that can often be overlooked during Memorial Day remembrance efforts.
Different groups will put flags in large cemeteries. Well, nobody comes to smaller cemeteries out in the rural areas. So in 2015, we were able to purchase some flags, and we went out over the course of 6 weeks before Memorial Day and have placed flags on veterans' graves ever since.
Flag Up was created as a small way to both better the community and remember veterans that died in an effort to better the country as a whole.
The men and women who have served our country are a treasure, and they deserve to be remembered. Not just Memorial Day, not just Veterans Day. They need to be remembered every day. And by coming out here, each one of these flags that are by a stone have a story to tell, and they're all important. Some, they may not think that they were important during the military, but they were, because what they did allows us to live in the greatest country the world has seen up to this point.
Flags were placed at graves of military personnel from the Revolutionary War all the way up to those that fought in Iraq and Afghanistan. Several volunteers made their way to the Flag Up event, including many children.
It helps the younger kids to understand, why are we doing this? They don't understand, the flags and this and that, but by being a part of it, a participant in it, they understand a little bit better than just watching it on TV or their phone or something like that.
Flags for Veterans Madison County puts out roughly 500 to 650 flags each year, often visiting cemeteries that could otherwise be considered too small for an event like Flag Up.
A lot of the cemeteries are very small. We don't necessarily ask for volunteers because it's just 2 or 3.
Flag Up visited Flatwood Cemetery, College Hill Cemetery, and Maple Grove Cemetery throughout the day. After the flags were placed, volunteers were asked to gather for a moment of silence, followed by the playing of taps. Coordinator for Flags for Veterans, Philip Seifert, explained that volunteers were given a form to know which graves to place flags at. However, after several years of doing this event, many volunteers have the graves of veterans memorized. While this event has been going on since 2015 and will continue in future years, Flags for Veterans ask that people remember those that fought for the U.S. throughout the year. Flags placed during Flag Up continue to fly throughout the entire year, long after Memorial Day.
They leave the flags up all year long because if you're a veteran on Memorial Day, you're going to be a veteran the day after Memorial Day.
Wishing you a very meaningful Memorial Day. For WBON-TV, I'm Abby Briggs.
Thanks, Abby, for that story. Well, a Berea woman has been arrested and charged with theft by unlawful taking over $10,000. 42-year-old Carrie Fewitt was taken into custody Wednesday in Madison County on an outstanding warrant from Fayette County District Court. The charge stems from allegations made by her former employer that, according to the warrant, Fewitt stole money from the business by a variety of means over several years. Fewitt is accused of making personal purchases on the company's Capital One and Central Bank credit cards, in addition to taking money directly from the business's checking account. The alleged thefts took place during a span of time between 2016 and January of 2023, according to the investigation by the Lexington Police Department. During those several years, police say Fewitt siphoned off a little over $90,000 from the business. The investigating officer states that during the investigation, he spoke to Fewitt about the matter, and she confessed to taking the money because she had fallen behind on her bills, but she always intended to pay back that money. Well, the Richmond Police Department is partnering with the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration for its Click It or Ticket campaign.
As we approach the Memorial Day holiday, the Richmond Police Department is joining the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety and reminding motorists to click it or ticket. The annual campaign is part of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's high visibility enforcement effort that runs May 22nd through June 4th.
That campaign will run from May 22nd to June the 4th. The Richmond Police Department wants to send this message to the community and those visiting. Take a few extra moments to buckle your seatbelt and remind your loved ones to do the same. It can save lives. Stay safe, Kentucky. Well, the London Laurel Rescue Squad has expanded its search and rescue division with the addition of 2 new canines. Meet Zola, a 9-week-old German Shepherd from Truesdale German Shepherds in Jackson County. Zola will undergo training in the air scent and is expected to be fully trained by next year. Also joining the team is Turbo, a 3-year-old Belgian Malinois from Indiana. Turbo has been trained by FMK9 in article search and tracking and is certified by the International Police Work Dog Association. These 2 talented canine pups will play a crucial role in enhancing the search and rescue capabilities of the London Laurel Rescue Squad, and they're cute to boot. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with weather coming up next.
Here's a message from the Richmond Fire Department. Every 3 hours, someone in the U.S. dies in a home fire. The Richmond Fire Department reminds you that where you put your smoke alarms matters. Install working smoke alarms on each floor, in hallways, living areas, and bedrooms. Test your alarms regularly and replace them after 10 years. Practice these tips and help prepare for and keep your family safe in the event of a fire.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Row Tribe.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Man Chrysler in Richmond is Truck Town, USA. New trucks, used trucks, little trucks, big trucks, short trucks, long trucks. Hey, that's not a truck. Work trucks and fancy trucks. Who says you can't get a truck? Come on down to Man Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Richmond for your best deal today. Truck Town, USA.
At Fast Flow Plumbing, you aren't sending your money to Texas and Florida to the big corporate plumbing companies. We're local, and that allows us to invest in the latest technologies like Permaliner for no-dig sewer replacements, which we warranty for 20 years. Fast Flow is the future of plumbing. Don't destroy your landscaping and finished basement because a plumber tells you he has to replace your sewer. Keep your home beautiful. Call a local pro at Fast Flow.
Being prepared for various types of disasters is one of the best ways to ensure the safety of your family, friends, and community. The Madison County Emergency Management Agency and the Chemical Stockpile Emergency Preparedness Program is here and ready to support community emergency response. For how to be prepared, make emergency kits, know your zone, and shelter-in-place information, contact EMA CSEP at 624-4787 or visit madisoncountyky.us/EMA. Madison County EMA CSEP, your partner in preparedness.
Welcome back to Live at 5. A pretty beautiful day we had right here in the Bluegrass. We've got meteorologist Susie Martin in the Weather Center to let us know what the week ahead looks like.
Thank you so much, Gwendolyn. From the Bluegrass Restoration and Construction Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Susie Martin. We're tracking a pretty dry week as an area of high pressure will be in control, and midweek warmth as we actually will be seeing those increasing temperatures over the course of the next couple of days at least. Now this evening, it's quiet as can be. We do have a very tame outlook here as we head into this evening. Overnight lows will be bottoming out in the 50s with no big opportunities for precipitation. We have a very dry scenario panning out for an extended period of time, and limited moisture will make it tough for any showers to develop. We see some periods of cloud cover, but maybe a couple of stray showers popping up to our west mainly. However, much of the region here will be pretty dry. And in fact, we have what we call an omega block looking to take shape across the United States. And what that means is that we have a broad area of high pressure that will intensify in the central tier of the U.S. with the trough on either side of it. And that kind of locks everything up. So those that are dry will be dry for an extended period of time, and that includes us here in eastern Kentucky. And those that are under those troughs will be under a more active pattern for an extended period of time. But because that high is really looking to place itself in such a way that it'll keep us dry, we do have an extended period of benign weather here. Lows tonight will be down into the 50s. We'll get down to 56 in Frenchburg, 56 in Winchester. An hourly breakdown of the day tomorrow for you looks beautiful. We will be building to those lower 80s by the afternoon with plenty of fair weather throughout. We've got highs here in Richmond at around 81 degrees, Danville at up to 81 as well. So running a few degrees above the average for most. So a couple of warm days ahead. There is a shot of cooler air that will arrive here into Thursday. No big signs of rain though at this point as we keep things pretty dry, but cooling to 73 by then. Back to you, Gwendolyn.
Thanks, Susie. And for weather all the time, you can find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, fire crews in Hazard had their hands full on Sunday night as a blaze broke out at a North Main Street business. According to the chief of the Hazard Fire Department, Robert Keith, they received the call to investigate a fire at Crow Tire and Battery around 8:30 p.m. Heavy black smoke billowed from the building as fire trucks arrived at the scene. Keith tells WBON that the large amount of tires resulted in larger amounts of fire and thicker smoke. An employee of the store estimated around 4,000 tires in the warehouse. As several fire departments battled the blaze, power had to be shut down throughout the nearby area. However, Keith says it was restored quickly. Although the fire was extinguished 4:30 this morning, smoldering tires caused a rekindling approximately 2 hours later. During this time, nearby roadways were closed down as fire crews worked to put out the fire once again. While the building is currently not on fire, the tires inside still pose a potential fire risk. Keith says as of now, they are monitoring the location in case another rekindling. Scary situation there. Well, in southern Kentucky, a woman is now facing charges following an incident that occurred in the early hours of Sunday. Shortly before 1:45 a.m., the Wayne County Dispatch received a call from the Mercedes-Benz Motor Vehicle Company Dispatch Center, reporting that they had received a message indicating that one of their vehicles had deployed airbags. They were also in communication with the driver through the voice command system. During the conversation, the Mercedes dispatchers noticed signs that the driver was intoxicated. The car was reportedly traveling on East Kentucky 90 near the Zula Bridge area at the time of the incident. 2 Wayne County deputies promptly responded to the area and located the vehicle traveling east on the roadway with emergency flashers activated. Upon stopping the car in the American Woodwork area, one of the deputies began approaching the vehicle. However, the driver, later identified as Brandy L. Shoemaker from Monticello, started reversing and narrowly avoided hitting the deputy in the process. Despite this, Shoemaker continued backing up and ultimately collided with the deputy's cruiser. The other deputy attempted to administer his field sobriety test, but soon realized that the driver was under the influence. Consequently, Shoemaker was taken into custody. She has been charged with DUI, leaving the scene of an accident, and wanton endangerment of a police officer. Authorities are investigating another fire. This one broke out early Sunday at the State Dock Marina on Lake Cumberland. According to South Russell Volunteer Fire Department and the marina, firefighters were called about 1 a.m. to the State Dock Marina where a boat was reportedly on fire. The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources officials stated that a family was on board the boat when it caught fire and had to jump into the water to swim away to safety. The State Dock Marina was also on fire. The Jamestown Fire Department's quick action prevented further damage, as acknowledged by the Kentucky Department of Fire and Wildlife Resources. The cause of that investigation is still ongoing. And with that, we're going to take another quick break. Don't go anywhere. It's time for sports. We've got Dawson Rule up next.
The City of Richmond Stormwater Management Program works to protect our waterways from pollution and to help citizens with stormwater runoff and flooding. Stormwater is the rain and snow that runs off rooftops, roads, sidewalks, and other surfaces that cannot absorb water, which affects water quality. The City of Richmond Stormwater Management Program is dedicated to helping its citizens understand what stormwater is and its impacts on our watersheds and waterways. For more info, visit buildrichmondky.com and click on the Stormwater tab.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
How do you protect your family during a disaster? Have a plan of action for tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and for an incident at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Know what you will do and how you will contact each other. Having a plan helps to keep you calm and not panic. Visit EstleCountyEMA.com to get started today. Plan today for a safer tomorrow.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County. Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Did you know Markham and Wallace Hospital offers speech therapy for both adults and pediatrics? Why travel north when you can get the care you need right here in Irvine? Adult speech therapy focuses on the assessment and treatment of speech, language, thinking, and swallowing problems. Pediatric speech helps children communicate effectively by assisting with the improvement of their verbal and nonverbal language skills. For more info about the speech therapy department, call 606-723-8235 at Mercy Health, Markham and Wallace Hospital.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your hosts Samantha Burford and Michael Watkins as they break down, recap, and preview sports news in our area. Each Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON TV Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and CBS Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Well, welcome back to Live at 5. Some young athletes will be getting some love today on sports. Check out who they are and what games will be broadcast by the sports crew tonight. Here's Dawson Roll with sports.
It's a packed day for sports. Obviously, we have regions for Southern and Central softball and baseball starting tonight, and we'll cover those. Over the weekend, though, there were some cool happenings that I do want to cover. First off, let's start with some young up-and-coming athletes in the Madison County area in the track and field / cross-country division. Peyton Moncrief and Keandre Dean, who are both 5th graders in the elementary field still, had impressive days at the Elementary State Track and Field Championship in Louisville on Saturday. Peyton Moncrief from Waco Elementary placed first in the entire state in the elementary long jump. He also came in second in the 200-meter race and 5th in the 100-meter race. Moncrief runs for Clark Moore's middle school team, even though he's still in elementary school. Moncrief has had a great season so far, placing top 5 in every event he's run in this year. Peyton also broke the previous state boys 11 through 12-year-old long jump record, which was previously 12-07, and his was 13-05.75. Sounds like Peyton had a great weekend and is a stellar athlete. Moncrief plans to play football this upcoming fall at Clark Moore's. Keandre Dean also had a great weekend. He goes to Daniel Boone Elementary and placed 3rd in the 100-meter race. He also runs for Clark Moore's Middle, and he came in 4th in the 200-meter dash. Dean was also top 15 in boys long jump. Congratulations to our young runners around the county. These are future star athletes in the making, so remember these young runners' names as they prepare for middle school soon and continue to prove their track abilities. Today was also a big signing day for 4 individual athletes over at Madison Central. I traveled on over to the school and got some great clips from all 4 deserving athletes, so let's see some quick moments from the signings.
I want to thank my parents for putting all the time and effort into me and my coaches and friends for all the support. I'm excited to sign my letter of intent to Asbury to further my athletic career.
I'd also like to thank my brother, my grandma, and other family for coming to long events and having to watch me for the 2 minutes and 30 seconds I compete. Along with the games I've cheered, your support means so much to me. Thank you to all of my teammates who remained to be by my side through the good and bad times. You all will forever hold a special place in my heart. I would also like to thank all of the coaches who have pushed me along the way, specifically Ms. Feldhouse, who has made me a better person on and off the mat. Also, her assistant coaches who have done so much work for the team behind the scenes. Big thank you also goes to coaches Tristan and Keekwan for giving me the opportunity to continue my journey onto the college level. I will now be signing my letter of intent to continue my academic and athletic career at Eastern Kentucky University.
Good. Congrats to these 4 who are getting ready to move on to the collegiate athletics level. You guys deserved it. Tonight, 4 of our teams remaining on the softball and baseball side of things get ready to play, survive, and advance ball. Southern softball plays at Lafayette, and Southern baseball plays at Sayre. Central softball hosts Lakes Cath, and Central baseball hosts Scott County. Since Central is hosting tonight, our crew will be doing a 2 broadcast night for both teams over at the school. Michael and Tom are doing the girls softball game, and I'm doing the baseball game tonight. If our teams win, we will be trying to cover both Southern and Central teams as far as they go. Softball regionals are at Henry Clay. Baseball regionals are at Madison Central, so one will be easier to get to. But our softball teams are just as important. So win tonight, girls? We'll find a way to cover everyone. For our remaining teams, we wish all 4 of them, softball and baseball, the best of luck. That's going to wrap it up for our sports segment. Our sports show will be live at 6 p.m. from the softball field setup area. Be sure to tune in. This is Dawson Rule with the best sports coverage in Madison County.
Thanks, Dawson, for that sports report. We're going to take one more quick break. We'll be right back. More Live at 5.
WBON TV9 is proud to be your source for local news, local weather, and local sports. At WBON TV9, we pride ourselves on being the local leader when something happens in our area. Channel 9 reaches nearly 900,000 people with our over-the-air coverage. WBON TV9 is also the #1 source you turn to locally for news on Facebook and WBONTV.com. Now you can enjoy all the local news, weather, and sports each weekday afternoon. Join us each weekday from 5 to 5:30 for the Live at 5 newscast. It's streaming on the WBON TV Facebook page, YouTube channel, Roku channel, and our live player on WBONTV.com. And of course on Richmond's first TV channel, available on Spectrum Channel 712, Urban Community Television, PRTC Cable, and Channel 9.1 over the air. WBON TV, where every local story starts here.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we value our patient relationships, making it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. We offer patients single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from implants, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. For your next dental appointment and for more details on lip filler and Dysport specials, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Did I ever tell you about that time I zipped right past that dang Sasquatch?
I don't think so.
Yes, sir. I don't know how they ever got away if it wasn't for this brand new side-by-side I got at Gateway Cycles.
In Mount Sterling?
Yes, sir. They set me up with something that left old Sasquatch sneezing in my dust.
Jimbo!
Lord, I hear him coming back now.
That ain't no Sasquatch. That's Mama.
Get a great deal on Sasquatch eluders today. Gateway Cycles, Mount Sterling.
Since opening in 1972, Citizens Guarantee Bank has been there to help our customers enhance their lives and achieve their dreams. With 7 locations across Central and Eastern Kentucky today, we are celebrating 50 years of being there for the communities we call home. Citizens Guarantee Bank is now CG Bank. New name, same commitment to being there for our neighbors. CG Bank, we've been there for that. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At WBON TV9, you can count on our weather team to keep you up to date with all the latest developments, watches, and warnings.
We're here for you night and day, 24/7, no matter what the weather brings.
WBON TV9 and our media partner 100.7 The Coyote are dedicated to you. That's why we say when the weather turns extraordinary, so does our coverage.
Get your forecast each weekday during the Live at 5 newscast on WBON TV9, where every local story starts here.
Welcome back to Live at 5. The Kentucky State Police Electronic Crime Branch has made an arrest in connection with a child sex abuse material investigation. Nathan Otis Grandin, 57, was located and apprehended by the KSP Electronic Crime Branch. His arrest follows an undercover Internet Crimes Against Children operation conducted by the KSP. The investigation was initiated when authorities discovered Grandin sharing a sexually explicit image of a juvenile online. On May 17th, a search warrant was executed at Grandin's residence in Monticello. During the search, law enforcement seized equipment believed to have been used in the commission of the crime. The seized items have been sent to the KSP's forensic lab for examination. The investigation remains ongoing as authorities gather additional evidence. Grandin currently faces 1 count of distributing matter portraying a minor under the age of 12 in a sexual performance. Well, with that, we're going to say goodbye. Have a wonderful week. I'm out for the rest of the week. I think you'll see Michael Watkins right here tomorrow. Have a wonderful week, and I'll be right back with you next week here live at 5.